Get to the big story of the day. In this case, it's the battle between President Trump and Elon Musk. Their fallout playing out for the whole world to see. Now, Musk, once a close Trump ally, now one of the president's biggest critics just days after stepping away from Doge. The feud began after Elon slammed the president's so-called big, beautiful bill, warning that it would include tax and spending cuts and spike the deficit by an estimated $2.4 trillion over the next decade. Musk has used his social media platform X to drum up opposition against the bill, but, well, let's just say things took an even sharper turn after Elon claimed that Trump is in, quote, the Epstein files. Musk added that this is the real reason they have not been made public as yet. Trump then took to his own platform, Truth Social, suggesting that Elon is retaliating against him after the president took away his EV mandate, which forced everyone to buy electrical vehicles. The public spat, well, it's ripping through the halls of Congress, where Republican leaders are trying to pass the president's key piece of legislation with little support now. The Senate taking up the big, beautiful bill as we speak. A version already passed the House. Joining us now to discuss this and so much more is Madeline Somerville, Democratic strategist, speechwriter, and political advisor right here on the Live Zone. Good to see you, Madeline. Happy Friday.
Good to see you too, Guy. Thanks for having me.
All right, let me take a breath here. Whew, that was a lot to discuss. And I got to tell you, we have a lot to get to. In this case, we're talking all things Elon Musk and President Trump. What are you making of this? I have never seen anything of the like.
It's pretty crazy, right? It's pretty astonishing. And I heard one newscaster say something like, I don't like when mom and dad are fighting, which actually feels pretty accurate here. So we've heard a lot of back and forth. Here's what I think is actually going on. I think that Elon Musk is a big advocate of regulating AI, of AI and ethics, and keeping it in check. And I think that the people who are in the White House that are involved in big tech, that are not in Elon Musk's camp, are not as concerned about it. In fact, in the big, beautiful bill, and it's a reason why some Republicans like Marjorie Taylor Greene from my state has actually come out against this bill, is because it keeps the states from regulating AI on their own. And I think that that's what this falling out is all about.
So nasty things were said. We have accusations of Trump being in the Epstein files. This morning, we know that President Trump took to yet again his social media platform and stated that, hey, you know that red Tesla that Elon Musk gave me? Get out of here. He's kicking it away, or kicking it to the curb, as we like to say. Yet again, the war of words continues, Madeline.
I know, and honestly, I usually tell people, if you want to be your own political analyst, assume that every communication that you hear that comes out of the White House or from an agent of the White House is directed at you, right? Because messaging is everything in politics. And so I usually take everything with a grain of salt. I don't usually put that much. Sorry, yes.
No,
Oh,
I didn't say anything. I'm listening.
Oh, I'm sorry. Just a little problem with the Zoom. I usually take it with a grain of salt. But here, I think that there's actually something deeper behind it, and that's why there's this big war of words and so much contention there. Although I did think it was funny that President Trump said something like, yeah, you know, when people leave, they just get so sad. They miss being here, and then they retaliate, and I feel bad for that. And I was like,
Yeah.
okay, all right, thanks a lot.
I saw that as well, and I think we could all make light of it. But there's some serious stuff going on here. And what do I mean by that? Well, we know that Elon threatened that SpaceX will decommission Dragon spacecraft. This is a big deal. I want folks to understand that this is, in essence, a security threat because, well, it really gets the astronauts back and forth to the International Space Station. We're talking about lives in jeopardy, are we not?
Yeah, and that sort of undermines the original argument that I had, which is that I think that Elon Musk cares about the future of AI, because I think in that respect, it would be like, I care about people, right? I care that people are not taken advantage of. And in this case, right, it's like, if you care about people, then why don't you continue making sure that we have the spacecraft that we need in order to protect the astronauts and the people who go into outer space? I don't like that it's getting into that sort of realm to where it's like, okay, I'm willing to sacrifice this and sacrifice that in order to make my point, right? Because you want it to be about the American people, and you don't want it to be about them as people. That's the really frustrating part about this, because we as the American people should not be the ones who lose in this fight.
Yeah, well, that's what's at issue yet again. In this case, we know that Elon Musk had access to sensitive information. What if, in his rage, he says, you know what, that all that information that I have, I'm going to give it to the U.S. adversaries? What say you about that?
Well, that is a terrifying proposition. I would hope that after spending so much time working for the American people, that Elon Musk wouldn't want to subject us to that. But you actually bring up a really interesting point in terms of personal surveillance and collecting our personal information. So actually, the lady Amy Gleason, who is the acting director of Doge while Elon Musk is gone, she is known for being really good at streamlining personal data. She actually got an award from President Obama in 2015 for doing something like that that helped with rural healthcare. Now she's running Doge. And the reason why, right, is because they're trying to streamline our data. So I think you actually bring up a larger issue that people really need to start looking into.
All right, so Madeline, let's say you and I have a beef. Let's just keep it in-house. We're not going to air our dirty laundry, and this is why. Apparently, Russia now stating that they will offer political asylum to Elon Musk. In essence, yes, they're making fun of it all, but yet again, America now has egg on its face, does it not?
Yeah, so this is the kind of thing that makes me think that this is a joke, right? That makes me think that this is just political theater, because it's like, okay, now Russia's jumping in. What business do you have in this conversation? It does make it silly, but make no mistake. Whenever somebody brings their voice up, when another country makes an entrance, they make it for a reason. So I would actually look out to see or to hear Russia getting more involved in this spat.
Yeah, I got to tell you, yet again, this is, I've said this about the Diddy trial. Now I'm saying this about this, and it's made for a movie. I have never seen anything of the like. To think the two most powerful men, arguably on the planet, are going back and forth, tit for tat. It's something that, well, I guess hopefully at some point they'll both get along. We'll have to continue to follow that throughout the day. And by the way, should something happen on the Live Zone or during our time in the next hour in, let's say, 50 minutes, we'll make sure we bring it to you live.